Hello again. Kenya's ride-hailing company Little is expanding into Tanzania and Ghana. The company, which competes with global players Uber and Taxify, is said to be valued at between $70 and $75 million.
Little will start offering rides in Tanzania's commercial capital Dar es Salaam next week.
Hello? Yes.
And plans to launch in Accra by May.
Yeah.
This will add to its operations in Kenya, Uganda and Zambia. CEO Kamal Badabati says they're in talks with investors to raise about $50 million, a fundraising drive they hope to finalize by the middle of this year.
We are meeting a couple of investors both on the continent and in the Silicon Valley, and the interest is there. We are just trying to figure out, we are hoping that the investment should close in the course of later mid of this year. Yes. That's what we are hoping.
Without the deep pockets of its ride-hailing rivals in the region, Badabati says Little is competing with them by offering drivers additional ways to earn an income. The 2.5-year-old company has 10,000 drivers operating in Nairobi and over 1 million users on its platform. More than 60% of those are in Kenya.
Our drivers are agents. They can sell insurance for you, they can sell airtime, they can pay light water bills, they can do all those little things around that increases their income. So then if you are doing that, then you don't actually start fighting just on the price war that's happening at the moment.
Last month, Little also launched a bus service in Nairobi on top of its taxi services and motorcycle boda boda offerings. The company is also looking into doing deliveries.
There's much scepticism about the likely success of Zimbabwe's new currency. It's been introduced in a bid to reverse chronic cash shortages, which have made it difficult for people to buy basic goods.
Business people and economists have welcomed last week's decision to abandon an unrealistic dollar peg for the country's surrogate bond notes and electronic dollars. They've been merged into a new currency called the Real-Time Gross Settlement, or RTGS dollar. But there's doubt that the government has the fiscal and monetary discipline to stick to its commitment to lower the budget deficit and keep inflation in check. Godfrey Chinani sells car parts at his shop in downtown Harare. He's worried that customers will no longer be able to afford the parts.
When we started, it was that dollarization era, and we were using the multi-currency, mostly the rand and the US dollar. The business was flowing much better because our market, their salaries were in forex as well. They got rands, they got US dollars, and then we had there was no need to make any calculations. People just came and buy, and then we used the forex to go and order our stuff because we get most of these items from South Africa.
Zimbabwe's currency woes have undermined President Emmerson Mnangagwa's efforts to win back foreign investors, who were sidelined under his ousted predecessor, Robert Mugabe. Residents of the capital, Harare, now wait outside banks for hours to withdraw a maximum of around $30 in surrogate money, or collect remittances from relatives abroad. Snaking queues have become the norm at petrol stations because of a shortage of fuel.
I think we must try this route of adopting the rand. I think if we can adopt the rand until such a time when everything is stable, until such a time when it is right to introduce our own currency. But otherwise, with industries closed and with our economy being as informal as it is right now, I don't think it's the right thing to do all these RTGS things, but to adopt the rand.
Authorities have pledged to control the currency's slide as part of a managed float, but how they intend to do that remains a mystery.
Well, this story has been one of the biggest talking points on social media this week. There's been some positive reaction from Twitter users, and news of a pastor purportedly resurrecting a deceased man in South Africa led some to say Zimbabwe too is being resurrected. And that's it for this week's edition of #Africa. Do stay tuned to ENCA for all the latest news. Take care and goodbye.